So I was shrooming this morning and I was walking in the park and there was this little old lady. I've been thinking a lot recently about getting older. I'm almost 35, which fucking sucks to say out loud. I hate that. Thinking a lot about how just I feel really hopeless and depressed about, I guess, my prognosis of the future. Just getting older, thinking a lot about how I have run into so many old people and it feels like they're all striving to stay relevant or quickly losing relevance. Actually, oh dude, I met this really sweet little old man. He's 72 years old riding an electric unicycle at the ferry building. Oh my God, so cute. He's just like, he was so excited and so eager to share why he loves his electric unicycle. He's got this little old, I forget what it was. Like, not, it's an older wheel, doesn't go very fast. I think it goes about 25. And he rides it with full gear. He's got elbow pads. He's got a whole butt pad on under his jacket. He's got gloves on. He got a helmet, a whole thing, and he rides it around on the sidewalk, whatever. It doesn't go fast. He's so cute. And he was sharing it with me. Oh, I forgot. He gave me a packet, get to know your parents thing. It has a whole bunch of questions, questionnaire about what things did your parents do when they were younger to help you get to know your parents. And he said I should give it to my mom. And I want to actually do that. I want to give this to my mom. It's really cute. It's really sweet. But he was so old, and I was just like, okay. So I was at the park this morning, and there was this moment when I was rooming, and I was just like, and there's this old lady walking her dog, and I was feeling just super depressed about how I'm getting older, and I have massive FOMO about the prospect of, I feel like potentially never gonna settle down and never gonna have kids, which is something that I have tremendous regret about because I've always wanted to be a dad, and I don't really want to be a dad in the sense I don't really want to give that much of my life to something like I am really jealous of my time and energy. I don't want to be a dad in that sense, but I do want to be a dad in the sense I really want family and I also want to take care of people and I want to have someone to foster and mentor. And I don't know, I think in a lot of ways, I sort of see it as my chance at redemption, fixing all the mistakes that our parents made in having my own kids. And I just have a lot of regret about, I don't know, I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I'm not sure that I'm ever going to settle down. And I was at the park, there's this old lady walking her dog, and I was like, there was this moment when I realized I was going to walk on a separate path so that I would give this old lady her space. And then I realized I was like the default, I don't know, there's this weird mindset in society where people assume that everyone has enough people in their life. And I just had this moment of realization where I was like, I feel like little kids, toddlers are usually unashamedly into people. They like people. They like and at some point we teach our kids and each other to stop liking people. It's not mature. It's childish to like people. Do you know what I mean? And there was also this moment, there was a Labradoodle. I was sitting on a bench. This lady walked past with her Labradoodle. He wasn't on the leash. And he came up to me and really shy at first. And I put my hand out to him and then he just warmed to me so much. And then he was just like so sweet. And I was just thinking about how the default state is that we only live once. And the default state is actually nothing. When before we're born, there's nothing. And after we die, there's nothing. And also, in life, there can also be nothing. There's no purpose aside from people. And yet, at the same time, we're all giving each other so much space as if that's the meaningful thing in life, is to give each other space. And there's this weird assumption everyone's got enough family and they don't need it anymore. They don't need anyone else looking after them or caring about them. It's almost rude to assert yourself into someone else's life and ask if they need help and support, and it's rude to people. I'm picturing, there's this picture I have in my mind of this little kid who would just like he just sees strangers and he just unabashedly just run up and say hi and give them hugs, and it's like the picture that I'm thinking of, just like a little kid, like a toddler who just hasn't learned to not like people yet, hasn't learned to stop being super stoked about other people. And I don't know, I think I'm working on trying to describe it better, but it's just like imagine liking people unashamedly, unreservedly, actually being into other people, as just instead of like giving people space, going out of your way to bump into them and to say hi to them, and imagine people being the point of life instead of other things. Or I don't know what it is, why there is such a common sort of thread, a sense in society that we should all be giving each other space. I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I'm just like, it doesn't make any sense because it's not as if we need the space. It's not as if maybe people who are already inundated with people I'm thinking people with family, people with kids, maybe they already have enough people in their life. Maybe they don't need more. Sure. But that's not the case for everyone else. And I think the percentage of the population that has kids and is actually chock full to the gills with as many people and relationships, and especially good relationships, like that's a small percentage. I think easily 70% of society is not in that condition where they have as many relationships as they want or could need. Everyone else is kind of could absolutely use more. And it's not just that they could use more, it's that I think most people are not, it's not just that they could use more, it's that they're starving. There's this weird condition where if your self esteem gets low enough, you've gone without people long enough, you get into this weird state where your self-esteem is so low that it starts to repel people. You want it too bad. You need it too much. And then people start to be like, I'm picturing, remember that, I don't know if you, there was this thing in social media recently. It was a monkey baby. His mom abandoned him. So it's at a zoo, it's in an enclosure. There's 100 monkeys in this enclosure, but there's a baby monkey. And for some reason, his mom didn't want him anymore. And so the zookeepers gave him a little stuffed animal, and he carries a stuffed animal around. But also, he just goes around and he's trying to hang out with other monkeys, and they're all like, no. All the other adult monkeys are like, no, because he hasn't really learned social dynamics yet. Usually, monkeys learn that from their mom, and he doesn't have a mom. And the whole internet was just like, oh my God, this poor sweet little baby monkey. Like the other monkeys, they literally push him away. No, get away from me. And it's just like, you feel it because he's just like, he just wants to learn the social dynamics. And he just wants to be held. He's a baby. And yet, it's such a strong allegory for society. As adults and as people in society, we can get to a point where our self esteem is low enough to where we need people, but also we can't get people because stranger danger. People are always like, why do you need it so much? Why do you want it so much? And it's like, what the fuck do you mean? Why is there this weird connotation in society that it's weird to people? It feels hella backwards. I don't know. Trying to think about how to describe it, because you feel it. Like if you go out of your way to say hi to a stranger, most strangers are like, why are you trying to say hi? Why? And it's just because it's not because they wouldn't warm up to you if there was time or opportunity. It's just like they're not used to it. Society is very cold and distant and not warm and welcoming. And I'm not sure if it's something that needs to be fought or something that it can just be overcome by focusing on something greater. I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. It felt like, I don't know. It feels like such a big deal. Literally, there isn't any when we die. And also, there's nothing after we die. And also, for most people, that time of, I think, social death comes much, much sooner than actual death, because you age, you get old, you become less relevant. And the less relevant you are, the harder it is to overcome that barrier. And you get to that point where it's like you haven't had social interaction for long enough. Now you need it, you want it too much, and now people are, why do you need it? Why do you want it so much? That's happening all the time to fucking everybody. And I don't know, it's like we're doing this to ourselves. It's really fucking stupid. I want to like people. I want to like people like a fucking labradoodle. I actually, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. There's not anything wrong with it. I don't know where this insinuation that it's not mature comes from, because as far as I can tell, it's actually just, for the most part, in a cold and distant society like this, it's a really brave thing to do, to actually like people. When so many people are standoffish and not willing or ready to reciprocate your positive energy, if you're putting out positive energy all the time, it's a very brave thing to do. I don't know why it's like, I don't know, fuck it, I'm rambling.